The princess has made the promotion of the early years development of children one of the key elements of her public work. The Princess of Wales surprised inmates with a visit to one of the largest women's prisons in the UK. Kate, 43, continued her measured return to public duties by on Tuesday touring HMP Styal near Wilmslow in Cheshire, a closed-category prison for adult female and young offenders over the ages of 18. Inmates are serving sentences for everything from robbery and drugs offences to the most serious, such as murder. She was there in her role as patron of Action for Children, visiting the prison's Mother and Baby Unit, MBU, to highlight how important strong, loving, and consistent relationships are to a child's development, even in the most challenging of environments. Action for Children runs 3 MBUs inside prisons in the north of England, providing a safe and dedicated space for new and expectant mothers serving a sentence or on remand. Join the royal inner circle. Hit like, comment, and subscribe for exclusive British royal family updates. Click the bell for breaking news alerts. Let's dive into the world of royalty together. Wearing a brown checked full-length coat over a knitted brown skirt and polar neck and suede boots, the princess was escorted in through the main gate by prison governor Nicky Hargreaves. Carrying an umbrella, she laughed as she had to bend down and maneuver her umbrella as the two women tried to squeeze through the gate at the same time. As she walked through the prison grounds, dozens of women inmates leaned out of the windows of their notable worn around the edges accommodation blocks to catch a glimpse of the royal visitor. There was a loud wolf whistle and catcalls, but also some shouts of, "We need more funding. Tell them the truth." The princess smiled, waved, and said hello to other inmates who were leaning through the windows of a porta-cabin cabin. Pregnant women and mothers live in a separate area of the building and are supported to care for their babies by trained prison staff and early years experts, who even ensure that babies are exposed to regular experiences such as going on a walk, shopping, and traveling on a bus. They also help to organize overnight stays with other family members to establish strong bond with a wider network. Ultimately, MBUs aim to help establish and maintain a strong bond between mother and child, particularly in the crucial few months of their lives. The hope is that the units will also help break the cycle of re-offending, which for female offenders in England and Wales sits at a rate of 22.3 per cent. During her visit, the princess met staff and former residents to hear about the high-quality nursery provision the prison provides, as well as targeted intervention and parenting support for inmate mothers. She also visited its on-site nursery to see where babies and children living on-site can learn and play. And she chatted to a group of current inmates on the MBU to hear about how Action for Children has been helping them. HMP Styal currently has around 400 female prisoners with capacity for 454. An investigation last year by the BBC saw previous inmates describe it as hell on earth and no place for a vulnerable woman. There have been at least 11 suicides at HMP Styal in Cheshire since 2007, more than any other women's jail in England. Current inmates include child killer Savannah Brock-Hill, jailed in 2021 for the brutal murder of toddler Star Hobson, and for Zana Ahmed, who murdered her 17-year-old daughter, Shayfilia, who had refused an arranged marriage. In 2020, a prisoner gave birth to a stillborn baby in the toilet of a cell, with the Prisons and Probation's ombudsman later finding there were missed opportunities to identify her urgent clinical needs. It was the princess' fourth visit to a prison, having previously spent time at HMP Highdown in 2023 and HMP Send in 2020 and 2015. She also engaged with mothers in the justice system when she opened Hope Street in Southampton in 2023, a pioneering new family-friendly residential community for female offenders. The princess is committed to raising awareness of the critical importance of early childhood and how what happens to youngsters between the ages of birth to 5 can have a lifelong effect on their physical and mental health. In 2021, she established the Royal Foundation Centre for Early Childhood, which works to increase awareness of and action on the issue. Action for Children protects and supports vulnerable children and young people by providing practical and emotional care and support, ensuring their voices are heard and campaigning to bring lasting improvements to their lives. The first part of the visit, where the princess met with the prison's 4 current prisoners who have children, as well as visited their personal accommodation and nursery, was held in private. But afterwards she met with staff and 2 ex-inmates to talk about their experiences. The women, Donna and Sam, spoke with confidence and conviction about what it had been like to be mothers of young babies in prison. They made clear the treatment they had received had been exceptional and made them even more determined to ensure the lives of their children would be different. Sam, who was at HMP Styal for 14 months, told the princess about the huge range of courses they had been on and how much of a difference it had made to their parenting. It was a safe space. It was run by the charity Action for Children and not by the prison regime, so to have that opportunity to step outside of the regime, if only for a few hours, was so important. You could just be a mum. Share ideas about how to be a better parent. I wish I could have done more. Kate asked, do you think if you had access to this kind of support it would have helped you before you reached crisis point on your journey as parents? Would you like to see this more in the community? Donna, who was at the prison for 11 months and arrived when she was 30 weeks pregnant, replied, it's difficult because the crime was unrelated to decisions I made in parenthood, but yes, I have worked in the community and I think to have things like this, parenting courses, is imperative. Actually, there are a lot of pressures, and whether you are fantastic in employment or whether you offend, everyone needs networks of support. Attachment is a huge thing for children to have security, love, emotional health. To learn the skills you do in here is fantastic for any parent. Sam added, we are both first-time mums and put it this way, we didn't start the best way. But where we are now is incredible. We got the most out of it we possibly could. We made silly decisions and ended up in this position, but you can't turn back the clock. So we just stuck with it in here and got as much out of it as we could. There is so much we have done that I wouldn't necessarily get access to if this hadn't have happened. The princess interjected, it shouldn't have to take something like this to get access to something like this. Exactly, said Donna. We had tiny talk sessions in the nursery. The children were taught to communicate, to use sign language. Things that would have been too expensive on the outside. We both worked and we wouldn't have access to that at home. Kate said, it gave you that really focused time to build that bond. Sam said, obviously we are taking all the positives here, but yes, we wouldn't have had that time if not. The others classes, the nurture courses, amazing. My toddler son is already doing sign language, he really got out a lot of it. And the bonds he has made, I have made bonds with the other mums on the unit. We got to know each other really well. One would make tea of a night, while the other looked after the children. You just work it the best you can and try to get as much out of it. Which we did. The princess asked how they and the children transitioned from a contained life going back to a normal home life. Donna said, having a child born in prison, the relationships you forge are so different. When you get back home with your family and it's a different kind of support. When my daughter was weaning I suddenly looked for Wendy, a staff worker, and thought, what am I doing now? You have your home, your phone, your family, and friends. It's a lot. You do miss it. But these guys are reaching out all of the time. They are at the end of the phone or an email asking if everything is okay or if we need support with the kids, dentists, doctors, everything. It eases the pressure. Sam said, I only left 6 weeks ago and I am just getting rolling with everything again. Thinking about work, nurseries. I have said so many times that I just wish I could take this nursery in the prison and put it in my hometown. It's hands down the best nursery. My son just ran up to the nursery worker straight away and recognized her just now. Donna explained that she had found a job even before she left prison and the nursery manager had even helped her find a place for her daughter back at home. What more do you think can be done to support women back in the community given the experience you have been through in prison? Kate asked. Sam said, it would be nice to have units like this to help you. It would still have the same function, probably better. You didn't feel like you are in a prison until you look outside. Donna added, we recognize there is a prison sentence that needs to happen. But the support we have received here has made all the difference to the mothers we are. It's so hard to do it alone, so to be in a community setting within here is amazing. My dream and vision would be for this to be moved into a community setting, outside, The princess said, if you think about the experience of mothers coming into prison who don't have these opportunities, do you think there is enough understanding of your journeys and is there still a stigma? Yes, there is huge stigma, and to be honest I would have thought the same. There is a huge stigma that needs challenging. Until it happened to me the thought of giving birth in prison would be mortifying, Donna said. Thanks for watching. Don't miss out on royalty. Like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell for exclusive updates. See you in the next video.